His sanity fringes and hangs on hinges. He has a mother who binges on alcohol and syringes. A father who beats him until he's inches away death's doorstep, stuck in the vortex, troubled in the cortex, habits he can't forget. So it's evident it's inherited, a heritage of relatives smoking it like a sedative when feeling negative. There's no heroes or heroines, nah, just needles and heroin. Because after years of being lost in life, always in a constant fight, he was ostracized, absconded, wandered the streets of London, wandered into the unwanted, bonded with convicts, convinced this is what he wanted. Because he doesn't want to go back to his crackhead parents, who even after 2 weeks never noticed his disappearance. So he tries to feel at home as he sleeps alone on the streets and road, feeling freezing cold from his head, shoulders, knees and toes on a piece of cardboard. This isn't the life he asked for, because the first night was abysmal, but the second night's a dark storm. He's a lost soul on crossroads. Every time he asks for help, people cross roads. I mean, let's face it, when you're faced with a face like his, we all become evasive. So he ends up in dark places, filled with intoxicant occupants, where the drugs are prominent and the dealers are dominant. So he meets a certain person, a servant of serpents, whose sole purpose is to burn us in the furnace, supplying that murderers, have him snatching purses and returning for a purchase. You don't need knives and bullets to be murderers, nah. Drugs do it well enough. So he's sitting slumped amongst thousands of observers who look down and say he's worthless, but he just wants to forget his pain and forget his life, forget the strain and forget the strife. So he injects his veins and rests his eyes as his head becomes faint and his mind's in the sky, in a comatose and overload and overdose of drugs and alcohol. But his pain is his own affliction, a lethal addiction that's now a conviction, trying to forget the facts of reality into a land of fiction. But when the effects finishes, a synthesis of images diminish his willingness to exist in this existence. Because if he goes now, who the hell is gonna miss him? Because you wanna look twice when you pass him in the streets. And he feels like he's been fasting for weeks, starving the weak, lethargic, hardly can speak, begging strangers for change, but they fast in their speed like it's branded by the mark of the beast, and believe his plead is craft in deceit. They say, I can give you change, but you'll never change from your dastardly deeds. The devil's taking his soul and he's planting a seed that eventually grows into a dark, rotten tree. So you can sit, wallow and cry, drink a bottle dry, swallow your sorrows, but it's the same thing tomorrow night till Apollo flies, living this hollow life on borrowed time. But even in death, sins follow close behind. So when that day comes, to whom you apologize for your antic, never pedantic between the semantics of life and death. Or was it just a victim of circumstances, at a disadvantage, never given the chances in this life or the next? But hell, I guess it's clear as crystal, meth.